What's up, Electroheads? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Eilis. I'm an electric bike reviewer. I'm an e-mobility reviewer. In fact, you can see me review electric bikes, cars, etc, etc. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I'd like to say that I'd be able to give you a fairly experienced take on the e-bikes that I bring forward to you guys in my videos. Today, we have a brand new electric bike from ADO. If you are a subscriber here to the channel, you know that I'm always covering ADO's latest products. They're a really great brand and they're really expanding their range. So who is this behind me? Well, this is the ADO Air 30 Ultra. It is ADO's brand new electric bike, and the key selling point here that ADO want you to know about is the fact that it has a 3-speed automatic shifting motor, and that is in collaboration with Bafang. ADO and Bafang have teamed up to create, I think, what is quite a good looking little thing, right? So I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about this bike. I'm going to be doing hill tests, range tests, ride tests, everything. So if that sounds good to you, then stay tuned. Speaking of tests, this time of year in particular, when it's cold, it's just pretty much dark all the time. For me personally, I find it really hard to stay on top of work and just keeping up with life itself. I mean, there's so much to do. I've got to cycle all around London. I've got lots of electric bikes that I still need to test in this weather. I've got to keep on top of my emails, do all my edits, do all my scripting, research, and of course, get up early to go to the gym to try and stay fit. There is a lot going on here. And I know I'm not alone in saying that it can be tough to stay focused and keep up with everything. But recently, I started the 7-day challenge from Magic Mind. This is a liquid mental performance shot. It helps you focus and stay productive. It's got lion's mane, which is a fancy mushroom. It's got nootropics, it's got adaptogens, and it's got 100% of your daily vitamin C and D in one bottle. Which, come on, for us Brits this time of year, that's a no-brainer. And if you love your morning coffee fix, then don't worry, it doesn't replace that. It's more of a brain boosting addition. Particularly as it's winter time, I've definitely been needing an added boost, so I've been really enjoying adding this to my daily regimen, and also it's 100% natural, so what is there to lose? In fact, this whole video, from scripting to filming to editing, it's all basically fueled on this little guy. And it has been so easy to carry around with me because I'm a girl that moves about town quite a lot, so I'm able to carry this with me, whether it's in my bum bag, in my pannier bag, in my backpack, in a handbag. If you would like to give Magic Mind a try, then I have a limited offer which you can use right now. It will get you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one order alone. Use the code RTR20 at checkout. I'll also make sure to drop a link down in the description below. So click the link, find out more details, and let me know how you get on. Now, let's get into what this e-bike is all about. The ADO Air 30 Ultra is a step-over design that comes in 2 sizes. There's small and also large. Seeing as I'm 178 centimeters, I have the large frame. And you can choose between a meteor grey or the colour I have today, frost green. It comes with a custom Bafang 250 watt motor in line with EU regulation and 3 automatic shifting gears. And because those gears are incorporated with the motor, this allows for a carbon belt drive, meaning a near maintenance-free setup. The Air 30 Ultra comes with a sleek, removable battery and a range claim of up to 62 miles on one charge. But does this slim-sized battery result in slim range? Stick around for my real-world range results. The bike isn't the lightest, weighing in at 21.4 kilograms and comes equipped with an anti-theft system with GPS, steel rear rack and aluminium mudguards, plus a newly centrally mounted 3.5-inch IPS colour display for stats and controls. The seat post has suspension to cushion your ride, plus an auto-adjust sensor headlight to keep you seen in the dark. Brakes are hydraulic and the bike is rated IPX5 for waterproofing, meaning it's ready for UK weather. It's all sounding pretty good, right? Well, the proof is in the pudding, so I think it's about time that I get this baby on the road and see how it fares. And just to let you know, if you guys are interested in this bike, then ADO want me to let you know that they have launched an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. If you click the link down in the description below, you can get up to 40% off the retail price. The price at the moment, I don't exactly know because they haven't yet confirmed it because I have very early doors access to this bike, but the price I'm sure will be out imminently. But of course, before you part with your hard-earned cash, let's see how this fares. I have to say, building this bike has been my least favourite part of this experience. I've been consistently building electric bikes myself now for a few months, and each time I do learn something new, as each bike requires something just a little bit different. So I am still learning, and the ADO Air 30 Ultra was another learning curve for me. And like others I've built recently, it requires a fair bit of setup, from installing the saddle, fitting the disc brake, loading up the handlebars with the brake levers and display. In fact, the first step, which was installing the mudguard and the light, realistically required more than 2 hands, unless you're particularly good. So if you are a beginner, definitely ask a friend who can help, because it took me a few hours in total to do this, with some added help with the fiddlier bits. So I'm just outside St. James Park right now, and I'm going to talk to you more about how it feels to ride this bike. Right, let's go. Wow, I mean, the assist, it just comes in almost instantaneously. So a big part of this electric bike is the torque sensor itself has a 0.001 second assist delay. So that is pretty much instantaneous. Doing those standing starts, it really does feel almost instant. It is an absolute joy to ride. I mean, you can see from my face, it's a cold, windy, grey day, but I am beaming from ear to ear because this is such a gorgeous bike to ride. It's been beautifully set up. ADO have collaborated with Bafang to create this electric bike, and it really does feel like two giants in the e-bike industry have made this glorious child. Now, there are 2 assist modes available. You have the eco mode, and then there's also sport mode. So eco mode is, of course, a mode you're going to want to be in for those longer rides, for those eco-conscious journeys. And then there is the sport mode. Sport mode is more focused on power and speed. I'm going to be giving you real-world range of this bike in sport mode a bit later in this video, so stick around for that if you want to know more. But having tried both assists, I would say whether you want to just conserve your battery or you want to go for that power and speed, both feel really great. Within each mode, you also have 3 levels of assist, so you can really tweak how much assist you get to just the way you like it. Now, I like to just stay up in 3 because it's just more fun that way, you know? But again, depending on how conscious you want to be of your range, with your battery, you can tweak as you want, and it all feels great. And I am really interested to see how these modes fare when it comes to inclines, because that is really where things like this matter, particularly because this bike has 3 speeds, 3 automatic speeds, I should say. The gears switch up depending on what speed you're going at. So at 8 miles per hour, you go from gear 1 to gear 2, and at 11.8 miles per hour, it goes from gear 2 to gear 3. Oh, and we're just outside Buckingham Palace, everybody. Flags up, I'm not sure what that means. All right, it's gone green, so here we go. Standing start. As you can see, that assist is effortless. Kicks me right up into 15.5 miles per hour. I'm there already in minimal time, and I'm barely putting any weight through my legs. And this is the thing about this bike. It is set up for a really lovely, relaxed ride. I mean, that is actually one thing that I would say. When you're in gear 3, obviously this bike shifts automatically. You can see now with my legs pedaling, it's actually quite a relaxed cadence. Now, I prefer to be a bit more, but as you can see, the gearing is really high. So I actually struggle to really push through, or I can push through, but actually what will happen is I get fatigued through my legs pretty quickly. So you are beholden to the gearing that ADO and Bafang have set up with this bike. For me personally, I'd like a bit more with the cadence. I want it just a little bit looser. The whole reason ADO have done this is because they want to avoid giving you that ghost pedaling when you're at those higher speeds, which is great. But I personally would just like to tweak it down just a little bit, so I've just got a bit more room for pedaling. We're going through glorious Marble Arch now. Just giving you guys a tour of London whilst I review this bike. You are welcome. I'm sorry it's not sunnier. Go. Wow, this is crazy. Now I'm actually just going to show you, I'm going to talk you through it actually. Standing start. Okay, so we're in 0, let's go. gorgeous assist, and it's just changed gear, and it's just changed gear again, and I'm up to 15.5. It's very gradual, it's very smooth. But yeah, you are beholden to the gearing and how ADO and Bafang have set it. This could be great for you if you're somebody that doesn't really want to put in the effort with your bike. If you want to be cycling to work, not get sweaty, just enjoy the ride, you're golden. If you're somebody that does like to push through, does like to try and get to those higher speeds, past 15.5 miles per hour, it's a little bit trickier with this bike. And that is because this is quite a heavy bike as well. Well, it's definitely in the mid-range, 21.4 kilograms. This certainly isn't a bike that you want to run out of range with, because that's a lot of weight to be pushing through your legs. And actually, with the automatic gearing as well, I mean, I'm going to find out more when I get this range down, but I wonder if that's a help or a hindrance. I'm actually going to switch to Eco really quick. And you have to do that by going into the app. I haven't found a way of changing the mode on the bike, which that's a bit of a faff, I have to say, because if you haven't got your phone on the bike, then you've got to pull it out, get out the app, Usually you want to be hands-free when you're riding. But anyway, I've switched to Eco mode. Hold that thought, ADO have brought good news. Apparently you can switch modes by pressing the power button twice. We love a simple solution. Level 3 assist, let's do this. Again, pretty much instantaneous assist. And the bike just feels like slightly weightier under my legs, I will say. But of course, when you're in that eco mode, you're conserving that battery, you're gonna be going further. Just gotta activate those muscles just a teeny tiny bit more, but it's still very relaxed. The riding position itself is actually a bit more aggressive than I expected because of how this bike feels when you ride it. It feels almost like you need to be sort of set up straight in the way that it moves and accelerates and keeps you at that 15.5 miles per hour with that chilled cadence that I've got going on. And also as well, nice thing to note, is this seat post has suspension in it. There's not suspension in the front forks, which I think is actually better. It's better having the suspension in the seat because that's where you get the bumps and knocks. And you want to protect everything you got down there in case you hit a pothole that you don't realise. So yeah, I think that's a really nice added extra, putting the suspension in the seat post and not in the front forks. And actually it really helps keep the weight down of the bike as well. All right team, it's time for the hill test. So this is my usual incline that I like to take my electric bikes up for testing. And so it's gonna be interesting to see how this bad boy fares, just because of that 3-speed setup. I'm gonna do it in both eco and in sport mode to see how it fares. So the only thing to do is to get up this hill. Right, so I'm actually gonna start in sport. Have a little, whoa, I mean, the way it pushes off is just unbelievable. Right, let it roll a bit and let's go. So it's just changed gear, so it must have hit 8 miles per hour. Going up and up and up. I have got the screen set to kilometers an hour, so you have to forgive me. My conversions aren't the best, but I'm going at, right, I'm putting weight through my legs. I'm definitely in the top gear, I believe. I'm in 18 kilometers per hour, weight through the legs, but it's carrying me beautifully. This drive's been absolutely... Go on then. Sorry, excuse me. Blaring the music, driving right up my arse. Even when you've got an electric bike, unfortunately, it doesn't stop drivers like that. Okay, so going up that hill, as you can hear, I'm not really out of breath at all. There was a bit of extra pressure that I'd put through the legs just to keep the bike getting up there, but I was hovering around 19 kilometers an hour at a nice casual pace, I would say. I could definitely push through and go faster if I wanted to. But then of course that does lead back to my earlier point about getting the fatigue through the legs. Depends what kind of ride style you like. And this is very much a bike set up for that relaxed, leisurely ride style. I'm going to switch down to eco. Don't mind me, I just completely misjudged that. Oh my God, I've got the saddle set up so high and there's a slant here in the pavement. Right, okay, just bear with me. This is so embarrassing. Okay, I promise I'm good. Right, eco mode now. Level 3 assist. Now remember, this is an important one to test because I know a lot of you will be wanting to get those longer, more eco-friendly rides. You want to be saving up that battery as much as possible, potentially if you have a longer commute, or you just need to go through the week without charging. So this is an important one. And let's do this. Okay, so I'm climbing up. There's definitely a bit more weight going through my legs, of course. The motor isn't giving as much. It's definitely in that eco mode, but I'm up to 19 kilometers an hour. I'm not getting madly out of breath. Just working those muscles a bit more. 19.4 kilometers an hour here. I think that's definitely a thumbs up for the eco mode as well. And that's really important because so many of you out there want to be able to retain as much range as possible, want to ride in eco mode. We don't all want to be zipping around all the time. I mean, when you hit a hill, it would be nice to be able to tell the bike, okay, actually, could you go just down to that second gear for me, or even that first gear, because I want to have that different cadence when I'm riding up the hill. But that is what you get with an automatic 3-speed. All right, you guys, real world range results are imminent. I have ran the battery down to the red. The screen here is telling me, Eilis, you got limited supply. I've been cycling for about 5 kilometers in the red, and it's still giving me the assist I need. It hasn't gone down to some mad eco mode where you can barely push the bike along. It's still giving me the exact assist that I need to get this bike home. A few things I should mention that I think are important in terms of this range test. Firstly, the temperature, because the colder it is, the less range you will get. That is just the chemistry of the lithium-ion battery. It gets affected by temperature. So this test today will be a different result to what I would get in the summer. So it's 4 degrees Celsius right now. So it's pretty cold. I also weigh 66 kilograms. Why does that matter? Well, the heavier rider you are, the less range you're going to get. I have had quite a bit of cargo in my rear pannier bag, maybe about 5 kilograms extra. So let's say I'm running on about 70 kilograms on this bike. And also in terms of terrain, it has been mainly flat with a few inclines here and there. Remember, the more hills you have, the more that motor has to work, and so the less range you will get. Now, I would say I'm running down pretty much to zero. Hopefully I can get home in time before this completely goes. And I will report back my results. What's up? I'm back home. It's a new day. And I can report my real world range results. So remember, ADO gives a range claim for this bike of 62 miles on one charge, or 100 kilometers. Now, that is most definitely going to be in warmer months. It's going to be on flat terrain. It's going to definitely be in eco mode on a lower level of assist, which was not my testing ground. However, I can tell you that in sport mode, in the winter months here in the UK, 66 kilograms, few hills, but mainly flat terrain, I managed to get 34 miles on one charge. So I would say fairly confidently in the summer months, if I'm riding in eco mode, similar variables in terms of terrain, weight, I think I'd get fairly close to 62 miles on one charge. So I don't think ADO are completely off the mark there with their range claim. So does that sleek battery mean slim range? No, I don't think so. And with the automatic shifting gears, was that a help or a hindrance? Well, I have to say, it's much better than having a single speed, for sure. Again, you are at the whim of the cadence of the bike, how it's been set up, but it was definitely helpful for getting me back home anyway. So yeah, good job, ADO. All right, so to finish, let's talk about pros and cons. So I think first and foremost, let's go positive. This is a very easily accessible bike for beginners, for anybody that doesn't really want, I guess, the faff of gears. If people just want to get on and go, that carbon belt drive means that it's very low maintenance. There's no upkeep, there's no greasing of chains. You get on, you go. The automatic gears do exactly what you need them to do. There's a removable battery, so if you do need to leave your bike behind, you have that added security of taking the battery with you, which is a prized piece of the bike for thieves. You've also got that GPS tracking as well, so you can keep an eye on it. So it just means that that fear of leaving it out and about, it does help to just dissipate that. And also, of course, is that rear pannier rack as well, which comes included. And of course, the seat post. There's so many pros with this bike. However, let's talk some cons as well. I mean, it's not particularly light. It's 21.4 kilograms. So if you're somebody that lives up a flight of stairs with no elevator, then unless you are able to lock it securely and safely on the ground floor, maybe it becomes a little bit trickier for you. The bike's frame is high. it's a step over for sure. So if you're somebody that struggles getting their leg over the bike, then I think that could be an issue as well. And of course, whilst this bike does have the 3 speeds, and it means that you are able to have different cadences at different levels of speed, you are beholden to the gearing that ADO and Bafang have put into this bike. So it's just working out whether or not that kind of cadence, that kind of level of resistance works for you. Personally for me, like I've said before, I just wish that that top gear was just a little bit less. I think they've slightly overdone it in terms of getting rid of ghost pedaling. Anyway guys, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this at all useful, please make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here and you have stayed to the end, then make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Drop me some comments down below of what you think of the bike, and I'll see you for the next one.